It's alright. How's the vibe? Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, my new outfit's alright. DJ gonna deck playing hits. Hi everybody, welcome to the OoRITE podcast. I'm your host C4. I have lovely guests joining me today. I want you guys to introduce yourselves and just tell us a bit about yourselves and what you do. So, Anastasia.
Hello everybody. So my name is Anastasia Tapper, and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, mindfulness teacher and coach from Birmingham, UK. But I like to think of myself as a well-being practitioner. So what I do is I promote well-being, and I am an associate of Spring to Life. And Spring to Life is a social enterprise, not-for-profit community organization. And we run a lot of projects in the community, including in Birmingham mainly.
Okay, nice. That's different. I've never heard of was it mindful well-being? I've never heard of that role. So I definitely want to learn more about what you do as a job. And Taju, can you introduce?
Yeah, my name's Taju Lasano. I'm a producer and artist from Birmingham, rapper, singer, producer. And yeah, man, you want me to say what I've been doing or like?
No, just say who you are and, just...
Oh, yeah. So yeah, artist from Birmingham. Not so long ago, went full time. And yeah, man, just out here surviving.
Cool. All right, guys. So we're going to go straight into it now. We're going to go straight into what we're actually here to speak about. So obviously, COVID-19. It's crazy. We've never seen anything like this before. And, I just wanted to kind of touch the people in Birmingham, have a conversation, see how you guys are doing. So what I want to ask you guys today is, have you found any coping mechanisms to help you deal with the COVID-19? Is there something that you do, whether it's, I don't know, have you picked up a new hobby to help you just keep your mind in check? Do you read every day? Do you keep to a certain routine? I just want to know what you guys have been doing. So I'll leave the floor open. Whoever wants to answer first.
Okay, I can go first. So ever since lockdown started, I've had to self-isolate. I've got 2 children. And lucky for me, my husband is here, so he's not been working for the last few weeks. So between ourselves, we've been trying to work things out. So obviously homeschooling the children and then trying to do work as and when we can. What helped me, I introduced the weekly planner outside my office so people can see when I have clients, so they can plan the activities around my schedule, if you like. Coping mechanism. So for example, my door used to have a glass panel in it. Well, it is still a glass panel, but we had to cover it because of the children. What I do, my work is very much confidential.
Yeah.
And self-care is very, very important during this period. And for self-care for myself and to my clients, what I advise is to do journaling, do a bit of a gratitude diary perhaps. And we also have something that I call nourishing activities and depleting activities.
Okay.
Diary, when you can divide the page in half, and on the left say nourishing activities, on the right is depleting activities. So for people to check how much or how many of those that they do. So nourishing can be anything nourishing your mind, body and soul, healthy lifestyle, exercise, music if you find it therapeutic, therapeutic reading. And depleting activities, anything that is not good or positive for your mind, body and soul, including bad habits, unhealthy eating, as well as maybe watching too much news, because of course we have to be aware of what is happening in the world. If we concentrate too much on it and it causes stress and anxiety, then we have a problem. So that helps. So when people start to see how much of those they've been doing and they haven't done too much self-care, then they realize that maybe they just need to switch over to a little bit more nourishment, really.
Wow. See, I've never heard of that kind of technique before. I think I'm definitely going to implement that, because you talk about health, boy, I've not been doing too good on that side of things. I've not been taking care of myself in terms of exercise and taking care of how I'm eating. So I think I need to. You might have to send me that after this, and I need to do that list, definitely. But yeah, that's definitely a good way to do it. I think.
And routine is
Yeah, no, definitely. So has it? Have you had any feedback from people to say if it's working for them, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what I teach, I teach mindfulness, and mindfulness works every single time for every client when they experience stress or anxiety. So I don't know if you are aware, but there have been some COVID-19 helplines set up in Birmingham. One helpline is for general public, mental health support for general public, and the other one is for key workers. So I'm part of the team as well, working with Spring to Life. So clients can then dial the numbers and get referred over to either Spring to Life, myself, or other organizations where they get the support. And mindfulness is mainly, solution-focused therapy and mindfulness is mainly what we do during this time, and it works.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So that's, see, even just having your view as well. Everyone's got their own practices and different mechanisms and all of that stuff. So it's good that we're all in the same room just sharing this information, because otherwise we might not have got that information. So thanks for that, Anastasia. Taju, have you found anything to help you cope with this lockdown? I've got my ideas. I think I know what you're doing. You know, but could you let the people know?
Yeah. So yeah, like quarantine's been a bit difficult for me because I'm like health-wise, I'm diabetic, type 1 diabetic, and so I've been struggling because my usual routine, like for the day, is I'm always out. Like, see, you already know, like I'm always out, active, like on the move all the time. You know what I mean? And a lot of that means that, like, you know, I have better moderation of my blood sugar levels and stuff. When my health goes a bit south, I've got more susceptibility to suffer from depression. Like I suffer with depression as well because of it. So when my health goes worse, or like more uncontrolled, you know, I suffer badly with these things. So basically, like being locked up in the house, like I'm going into my 7th week of isolation because I'm high risk, you get me as well. Like me and my mum are both high risk, not able to go out, get the essentials. We have to get everything delivered. Like I've basically not left my house. Only thing that I've been able to do is go in the garden. You know what I mean? So,
wow.
Yeah. So, but my coping mechanisms is like, obviously I make music every day. Every day I make music. It was my birthday recently, and my mum went hard with me on getting this new machine that I've got. Like,
Can you show us?
I can try. I've got my laptop on the thing, innit? So,
Okay.
don't know if you can see here.
Oh yeah.
I got this. I think you would know Bass Boy to have it in it, bro. Yeah. So I've got this that, like, you know, I've just been playing with it and, you know, like just teaching myself new skills of, like, you know, my music creation, sampling, like leveling up constantly.
Sorry,
I
mate.
write all the time.
I wish I could afford that machine, mate. That's too expensive for me. That's too.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, I would not be able to do it without the help for musicians thing. You get me? I'm telling you. Well, nah, man. So like, you know, it's
help for musicians. You got funding for equipment.
Yeah. So basically, you sent me a link for like a hardship fund. I'll be real about it, you know what I mean? Like I applied for this hardship fund from Help for Musicians, which is it's basically like a funding company that provides, like, you know, opportunities to get funding for equipment and support for like creative ideas for musicians and so provide legal advice and stuff like that. So they did this hardship fund, and I was lucky enough to be approved for it. I didn't spend it all on this machine because obviously, like, you know, predominantly most of my income comes from like performing and doing workshops and all of these different avenues of me using my craft. So like all of my bookings for work and my bookings for like music and performing all got cut off, you know what I mean, because of this thing. So all of my subsidiary income platforms as well, I've really had to like re-evaluate how I do things. So now I do like one-to-one video sessions like this with my students to like, I do like an hour a week with like 2 students right now. And they pay me like for the session, you know what I mean? So it's not much, but it's, you know, it's something.
Yeah, definitely.
You get me? So like those funds is like something that helps me, you know, just like cover my subsidiary income for now. And then obviously I can make an investment in something that will help me progress as well. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's very good. And I know you're a musician, and I know your main thing is, you know, going out performing. You love to network and all of that stuff as well. We always see you out networking and trying to build your music career. So I didn't realize you were high risk and all of the things you were saying. So that's crazy, man. But it's good that you've got an outlet, and big up your mum for supporting, you know what I mean, helping you buy the machine. So big up Mumsy. I think right now they're kind of in the process of, you know, I'm seeing businesses reopening again. I'm seeing a bit more activity in terms of that. Do you guys think it's going to be back to normal as it was before, or do you think there's going to be drastic changes when things reopen? What's your? I see you responding to Anastasia. What do you think?
Well, it's something that I've been discussing with friends, family, and my clients. What I've said is that, you know, there's nothing so certain in life than change. And people resist it constantly, you know, that acceptance does not step in. And once we come out, one thing for sure is that it's not going to be the same. It's not. It's, you know, it might be a little bit more difficult for some people. Some people might come out better off in a more, you know, suppose in a better position, but one thing for sure that it's not going to be the same. It's not, because we only have moments to live, and each moment is different. And I'm afraid it's not going to be the same in a positive light. I always think there's always hope. So let's hope that everybody's well and safe, and, you know, the families are happy and looked after in the communities. But all we can do is just support each other.
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree. I think after the lockdown, in terms of what I do, in terms of music and everything, a lot of things that we do are pre-planned. So in terms of music releases, in terms of, say if you're planning a tour, planning a headline show, all of these things have been postponed now. So just in terms of the future events in the year, I'm not sure what's actually going to happen. It's just more of when this ends, okay, we can renegotiate certain things and see what's happening. But a lot of festivals, a lot of events have been cancelled. So I think it's going to reshape the music industry in some way. It's going to be interesting to see. And I think right now we're going to see who's like
really talented.
Not even, I was going to say something along them lines, but then I thought, you know what, everything's circumstantial as well, because, you know, some people have a team around them that can actually plan things ahead, and some people are really talented and really creative, but they're not as organized and they don't have a team. Do you get what I mean? So I think success is when both of them come together, and then you can get the best output. So yeah, it's definitely going to be crazy. But what do you think, Taji? What do you think?
I think, you know, like Anastasia says, I think it's going to be mad change. I was talking to my dad the other day, and he works, like, his regular working day, like, he works in an office, innit? Because of this whole thing, like, the whole company has had to resort to, you know, everyone working from home. They've changed their meetings to, like, Zoom meetings. You know, everyone does their part from their sofa or from their office.
Yeah.
What my dad was saying is, economically, all the companies that were saying that, you know, it was impossible for their staff to work from home.
Yeah.
It's become super possible now. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, what they were, you know, trying to keep people under, you know, tabs and wraps and stuff. Like, one, I think it's a positive for that, because obviously you see people who perform less anyway, because their work won't be there. But you also see the people that are really down for what they're doing. So I think a lot of businesses, they're probably going to save more money because they won't have an office anymore. You know what I mean? But you know, I think, like I was talking to my boy, you know, it's the same thing that you're saying about musicians with teams. Like, I'm fortunate enough to have a team now. You know what I mean? I was having a conversation with one of my boys the other day that's in the team, and we were saying that, you know, how we think we're going to progress forward after this. One, it's going to be difficult because as soon as they lift the bar on on isolation, I think it's going to be a case of like, we're still going to have to social distance for a good while. You know what I mean? So this could mean, like, you know, venues will have even more limited numbers. You can't be as close to people, like shoulder to shoulder. You know, if we're doing stuff like that, you just never know. You know what I mean? So I think for the next 6 months at least, we're going to really see mad change. And I'm sure there'll be positive solutions out of it. But, you know, for people like myself and yourself, see, like, I feel like, you know, everything that's in the public eye and, like, you know, has to be like a physical presence thing. You know, like on a performance level, it's, you know, it's a bit different. On a work level, I think, like, you know, same thing. Like, you know, you're gonna have to keep that social distance. Like, how does that affect people's
as well with
confidence in what you're doing?
With large gathering of people? Like, how are we gonna tackle that? You know what I mean? Like, what's gonna happen there? You know what I mean? That's a good point.
I think if the government doesn't have like a strategy in place for us to all take on board, it's going to be really hard to figure it out, because when China and all of these places were instructing the rest of the world socially distance and like self-isolate now to contain it, you know, our government was still allowing 70,000 people to go to a football match. You know what I mean? Like, it's dumb moves like that and lack of preparation that I think is really going to be the biggest sort of downfall of how we move forward. You know what I mean?
It's true. I'm seeing the Premier League might even restart. They're about to start training, and you know, football in this country is the main thing, really, isn't it? And I guess a lot of people are definitely affected by that. You know what I mean? Like, that's their main thing every weekend, going to a football game. I mean, me myself, I support Arsenal, and I've got a group chat with the lads, and we always commenting on the football, and we're really investing into it. So it has been hard in that sense, but I think there's more things people's health is more important than football, basically. So
yeah,
I think they need to put
that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's like, they shouldn't have been letting people gather, especially at that mass level, while like there's a pandemic like building up. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't make no sense. They still had gigs going on. They still had all of these social gatherings happening, and we just got on too late. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's gonna be crazy, guys. I mean, we're entering summer now as well, and we all want to get out of the house, I'm sure, and you know, just enjoy the weather. But yeah, I guess we'll see when this is all over. So just to wrap it up and end on a positive note, what are you guys looking forward to when this ends? What is there something that you can't do right now that you want to do? Anastasia, I'll go with you first.
Okay. Yes, of course. I'd like to meet people and give them a hug. You know, I just, I'm quite a warm person, and loved ones, you know, who we've not been able to see. I mean, with our family, we've been doing a regular Saturday night quiz. That's the time when we see the family and at least spend a little bit of quality time together online, you know. But that is really the first thing: friends, family, and other people and the clients as well, because it's not the same, you know. Online therapy doesn't actually feel the same. It does not, you know, there's not that emotional congruence, if you like. It's different. It feels different. So definitely.
Okay, so you can't wait for the human contact, and I feel you definitely. Oh mate, I'm telling you, I can't wait to go abroad. Cannot wait to go abroad. I think we're just gonna appreciate the small things, like, not even small, but you know, normal things like being able to go to an airport, go on a plane, travel, just them things just that we can't do right now. It's crazy. But the good thing is, from my side, we're all in this together, and I don't think we could all relate to one thing before this. Everyone's got their own lives living, you know what I mean? But now we're all in the same situation. we've all got a common thing to speak about, and that's the only way we can have this conversation today. So that's my positive, and I can't wait to eat junk food from. I know you're right. Sorry, I know. You look at me right. I can't wait. I'll be honest. I can't wait to have fish and chips and just live that life again, man. But yeah, that's Taju, what about yourself?
Bro, I want to travel. I want to tour. Like, I had so much like set up for this summer, and like festival season, as you know, it would have been mad. But you know, I want to tour. I want, like, my monthly listeners has like massively increased during quarantine. Like, I've nearly got like 1,000 monthly listeners now. You get me? So like, I'm waiting for to like expand on that and like just move forward. But I want the biggest shubs with my family and friends. I just can't wait to go like hug my family, you know what I mean? Because I don't get to see no one but my mom, you get me? Like,
oh, you're feeling it more than me. You're definitely feeling. I've been able to go because I've made masks. So I've been posting masks every couple of days, you know, going to the post office. That's my daily exercise, I guess. So I've been able to go out, but to hear you've not been able to even, that's crazy. So you're definitely
scary, bro. It's actually scary. Like, some days, like, you know, not even to like go on a tangent, but like some days you wake up and my mind is just not where it should be. You know what I mean? Like, some days it's hard to just get into my routine. You know what I mean? I had to learn to make a new routine, and it's nice to know that there's people like Anastasia that are like providing therapy for people, like to know, like, clear out that cloudedness in your head. Because like, I honestly, some days I don't even talk in the house. Like, my mom will come and talk to me and I'm just like dead. Like, it's mad.
The same. Yeah. Mad. All right, guys, I just want to thank you all for Anastasia, sorry, go on.
Sorry, in that case, could I then share a few numbers to just shout out?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, so if you live in Birmingham and Solihull and you're under 25 and you need either a child or under 25 and you need further help and support, the number to call is 0207 841 4470. Then again, if you live in Birmingham and Solihull and just member of general public, not a key worker, and need a little bit of mental health support or need to talk to a counsellor, the number to call is 0121 262 3555. And if you are a key worker, the number for you is 0121 633 1217. And just to mention briefly, Spring to Life, what we do, you know, we are a community organization and we are trying to provide as much support during COVID-19 situation. So there are some horticultural therapies that we offer to people. We grow food, we've got Mother Gardens project, there's various community projects, and now we've just got the funding for a CAN project, which stands for Community Anchoring Networks, which means that we can refer you. It's similar to social prescribing, so we can at least direct you or refer you to other organizations. So whatever, if you ever need any help, do not be afraid to pick up the phone and call us. The mobile number is 07856 277 028, or the email is info@springtolife.org. That's my part.
You're a star. I have to give you a round of applause for that, because you know there's a lot of people there's gonna be a lot of people that need them numbers. You never know, so really appreciate that, sharing that information.
I'm definitely gonna look into that. Trust me.
Yeah.
Great, fantastic. Whatever we can do for you, we'll be honored to guide you and support you during this period.
Thank you, guys. You know, this is a new way of doing a podcast, so I understand it's not going to be technically smooth all the time, but you know, we just have to roll with the punches. So everyone, thanks for joining me today. You've been lovely to speak to. You made my evening better. I hope you guys have a great rest of the evening, and you know, thanks for joining me. I'll let you guys say bye to the audience.
Thank you,
everybody.
Thanks, bye.
How's the vibe? Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, my new outfit's alright. DJ gonna playing hits and live. Vibes right. The vibe is right.